William Röntgen discovered ionizing radiation in 1895 by passing an electric current through an evacuated glass tube and producing continuous X-rays. What if we could use this energy? How would the world react? Would there be peace? Armageddon? Politicians would purge for nuclear energy. At least 23,000 nuclear weapons are in existence, sufficient to wipe out the entire human population of the planet many times over, 2,500 of which are on high alert ready to be launched at moment's notice. What would happen? Who would do this? Why? When? We can harness this energy. 1 in 5 households and businesses in the U.S. receive their electricity from nuclear energy. Nuclear power facilities can produce energy at 91% efficiency rate 24/7 with virtually zero carbon emissions. 13% of the world's electricity comes from nuclear power plants that emit little to no greenhouse gases. Nuclear power plants run on uranium, an element so energy-rich that a single fuel pellet the size of a fingertip contains as much energy as 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas, 1,780 pounds of coal, or 149 gallons of oil. The U.S. saves $12 billion each year for energy costs because of nuclear power. Nuclear power plants actually emit fewer radioactive materials in the environment than a traditional coal-burning plant. Modern nuclear plants can produce electricity for just 4 cents per kilowatt hour, including capital construction costs. A good competitor compared to solar energy's 16 cents per kilowatt hour and coal's 9 cents. There are just over 100 nuclear power plants in operation in the country. The earliest came on long before 1979. Despite their presence and contribution to the country's support, no new plants have been built since the 1979 and the 3 Mile Island incident. While the process of getting all of the materials to build a nuclear plant created environmental pollution and nuclear waste is an issue, the process of using nuclear energy and producing it has no significant environmental impact. Using fossil fuels contributes to pollution at every stage of production and use. Worldwide, there are 400 commercial nuclear reactors producing energy for 31 countries. The event at Fukushima also caused a downgrade in the predicted amount of energy that nuclear plants would provide to the global economy. This has led to concerns over what could be used to fill the gap in need by 2035. Sharon Harris in North Carolina is one of the primary areas that Homeland Security is securing against a terrorist attacks. It is the largest nuclear waste storage pool in the country. Nuclear tests don't make the news often, so many people aren't aware that there were over 55 tests a year for 30 years. Nuclear medicine is used to diagnose and treat many different diseases. It uses isotopes to explore the body. Another version of it is radiotherapy, which is used to treat certain cancers by using radiation to target and destroy cancer cells. The 104 nuclear power plants in the U.S. are neighbor to over 3 million people all over who live within 10 miles of them. Nuclear fusion is the safest way to create power. It involves putting 2 atoms together to make one. The technology has never been implanted on a broad scale, so almost all nuclear power plants use nuclear fission, which splits 1 atom into 2 and is considered more dangerous.
We're going to have to upscale our production in a big way if we're going to meet demands. Last year in the US, wind power provided 4.13% of our power, and solar, a microscopic 0.23%. So we need almost 25 times as much of each just to meet demands. Not to mention, we'd have to overproduce and store energy for when it's dark and not windy. And we'll have to build the storage facilities. Meanwhile, nuclear provides 19% of our energy in this country. But we're using an idea we haven't updated since the 50s, the light water reactor. Light water reactors split uranium-235 to heat water. In the US, this water is kept at extremely high pressures to keep it in liquid form. This superheated, super-pressurized water then heats a second loop of water, turning it into steam and driving a turbine. Reactors like this became widespread because of their simplicity, but they only use about 5% of their fuel, and the waste is radioactive for 10,000 years.